I feel like they've snuck up on us.
We have, man. So I had half an eye on the North London derby, half an eye on this. More than half an eye.
5 June 1 no losses.
Yeah. Doing
Happy about this.
well.
3-1 win, Salah again. Nunes, and then Jota. In terms of spreading the goals around,
they've got firepower. Liverpool got firepower.
Yeah, we said it before.
They're always
it's a
going
good
to
spread.
score goals.
I guess the key question for you, I didn't see this game, but midfield-wise, how are you looking? Because I thought that's actually where West Ham might give you some trouble.
Yeah, so we looked really good. Again, McAllister was playing in the 6.
Yep.
I still don't like it, even though he had a much better game than our previous game.
Great assist as well.
Yeah, it was a really good assist. We looked a little bit more controlled, but we're still missing that dedicated.
Yeah, Fabinho. He's still missing the Fabinho.
Yeah, like if we had signed Casado, we'd be flying. Like if we had a dedicated DM, considering what Szoboszlai does and what McAllister can do further up the pitch, I think would be really good. But saying that, Curtis Jones has had a really good start to the season. I think he's kind of gone under the radar a little bit. My kind of negatives for Sunday is that we're still giving up easy chances.
Okay, they had some really good chances, didn't they?
Before we scored, West Ham could have been 2-0 up. So Alisson pulled off a really good save. And then even after all his big talk in the week leading up to the game, Antonio, I think Souček whipping a ball to him, had a free header.
What was he doing?
6 yards out.
I don't know what he was doing.
And headed the ball wide, didn't even hit the target.
It was like he headed it towards the corner flag or something. Like literally, you can't miss that.
That's him in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Like that goal against Chelsea, he's put that finish in the only place he could.
Yeah.
This week, he has a header. How many yards?
It was harder to miss.
Yeah.
It
was. Than score. And then even when it was 1-1, Bowen had a chance from a corner, headed it straight at Alisson. And we kind of got a grip of the game. Nunes missed a really big chance, should have scored. But I think he'll give you one of those a game. That's just him.
Yeah.
And then misses the easy chance and then scores an over the shoulder volley from
that's Nunes all over.
Yeah.
So one right in front of the goal, he just whacks it wide and then scores a hard hard chance that you wouldn't expect.
This is the forward line I thought before the season started. I thought this is going to be it. Diaz, Nunes, Salah. Remember me asking you and Isaac saying, where's Nunes? I thought this was going to be it. I don't know whether it was injured or whatever, but I think this is it now.
With Gakpo on the bench and Jota on the bench.
I think so.
Yeah, it could be. I still want to see a little bit more from Diaz. Like, he's excited when he gets on the ball. Sometimes he's a little bit too erratic. Overplays it a little bit, but he'll still give you kind of those moments where he can deliver something.
Is he still coming back from the injury, or is that fully out, or do you reckon that's gone now?
Well, he's fully fit. He started the majority of the games. But yeah, like, I just want to see a little, because I know what he can offer in it. And like, when you know what someone can do and they're not kind of doing it consistently, you just be like, well, I think it will come, hopefully.
So that's interesting because in another group I'm in, there's a lifelong Liverpool fan who's not Jota's biggest fan. He thinks that actually it's a little bit overrated. He doesn't really, take the man on. And then it's got another friend in there who's saying he actually thinks Diaz's end product isn't as consistent, actually. So we'll get to the end of the season and we've all got this idea of him because he's had some exciting moments. When we get to the end of the season, he wouldn't have contributed 10, 15 goals like a Martinelli or maybe
I think he'll need to.
The rest of it, whatever. So which is interesting because I actually thought, well, I rate him, but it's like, why do you rate him though? Is it because of those some of those moments? So it's interesting when you say that you need to see a little bit more of Diaz. I feel like his injury disrupted a lot. So actually, we just need a full. He just plays every week.
Like still early. Like, it might come. Like he might prove me wrong. Just on West Ham,
I was gonna say
I can see why they're where they are. Like what 10 points they got? I think 3.
Yeah. So they've won 3
and drawn 1.
Lost 2 and drawn 1.
I think they've only lost to us and
City.
Man City.
City.
All I'm gonna say is, be thankful Paqueta never went to Manchester City. Because even though we beat them, he was just bossing things.
Brilliant.
Like,
He's been on stuff for the last few games.
Like he is such a good player. Like whoever scouted him, I don't know whether he was on everyone's radar before he went to West Ham.
A few people talked about him.
Leon, isn't it?
Yeah,
Leon.
A few people talked about him. There was as always with some of these players, people inventing rumors because it felt like. But then West Ham eventually pulled the trigger. And they paid
good money for him.
50 million.
Yeah. I saw a rumor online today saying that West Ham invented the betting allegations.
Well,
because apparently they've disappeared now, innit?
No. So there's a West Ham journalist who says that they scheduled the hearing or they did an appeal or something that basically would push the hearing back to after the transfer window closed. So it's like, oh, you can appeal or you can do this or when are you guys available? Somehow they scheduled it and it was 2 or 3 days after the transfer window closed. And he reckons that was a very deliberate move.
Yeah.
So I think it's like the Ivan Toney thing. They've learned the lesson, right? I think they kept it quiet. They're doing their investigations or whatever it is. And then we'll see. Apparently it's similar to the Granit Xhaka thing where 2 + 2 = 4, but you couldn't prove it. Okay. It was a bit like, this looks dodgy, but we can't prove the link. Apparently it's one of those.
I think West Ham are a solid number 9 away from consistently being.
They've needed that for going 5 years now.
But the problem is,
I don't even know who their last decent number 9 was.
The fact that Antonio's still been their number 9 for the last 4 years or something.
Who's there to buy? They tried the Skamaka, didn't work.
They tried Haller and then got rid of him, and then he went and scored millions of goals when they got rid of him.
Yeah, because he went to Ajax after. And then scored loads.
And then he went to Dortmund.
Yeah.
They tried him.
You know, if you're West Ham and you're at stretch, you're 50 to 70 million purchaser, and that's if someone that's just you really hitting the bank. What does that buy you in the striker market these days? It doesn't buy you. What does it buy you?
Yeah.
You know,
and it's weird that West Ham haven't really had any academy players come through.
Yeah,
because back in the day, West Ham had the black kid.
Yeah, what's his name?
Yeah, I think
he's on my bench. He's on the bench for my fantasy team.
Yeah, I think he was on the bench in the Europa League final as well.
Yeah.
I know the guy you're talking about.
Well, they got Danny Ings. Yeah, Kudus was on the bench. Yeah, like they spend the money. I mean, Danny Ings. I know he's on the older side of things, but he's a finisher. I don't know whether him and Moyes don't get on or does it feel like the work rate. But I've seen certain chances that Antonio's getting. I'm like, Danny Ings buries that.
I don't know whether he's got the physical.
And that's what Moyes likes in that.
Yeah, that's the attributes that
the trade-off. I see certain chances. I'm like, we've seen Danny Ings deal with those chances there. He's clinical. And then again, I don't know what's going on with Kudus, but he's coming on 74th minute. This is someone that's meant to be explosive and have that drive and give a bit of that. So I don't know. But you're feeling like they're going to be okay. They're definitely not going to be having.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be in that kind of relegation mix they were last season. Like we mentioned them before, like they spent the money fairly wisely from Rice, and I think they'll be okay. Hopefully Liverpool carry on. Tottenham game will be interesting next week. If we get a point, I'll be happy with a point at Tottenham.
What, are you away?
Yeah,
I think you should be going there to win.
I think you finished them because again, the kind of chances they gave us, and you give them to Salah. Yeah, but
we're giving up chances.
The way I see Liverpool this season is we'll score more than you do.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool.
I
see Liverpool scoring 2s and 3s every game, but giving up 2 or 3 other chances, and it just depends whether they're playing takes those chances.
It's almost they either win or score draw.
Yeah.